we will win.
All together, we will win.
All together, we will win.
All together, we will win.
Fighter jets for Ukraine.
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 Air defense 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 for Ukraine.
Those are the solutions for this war, my friends. That is the way for us to finally end it. Put it to an end. Not for a year, not for a month, not for a day, but forever. In 2014, when the Russians attacked the Ukrainian people, even after all of the signed treaties in which they recognized our sovereignty, they did not care about any consequences because they thought that there would be none. All of these fools who joined Wagner for mean comments on YouTube and for their own propaganda, they are meaningless. They would be completely powerless if the Russian terrorist regime did not feel enabled to actually do the crimes that they have done and to continue doing as such even now as we speak, my friends. In order to make sure that they do not continue with these antics, we have to show that there are consequences for their actions and that they will be punished for their crimes that they have committed in the past and that they continue to commit right now. That is our message, my friends. Among many other messages.
Yeah, I have one. Just a message on what not to buy. I just found out about it myself this morning. I've left their message on people's Instagram so you can tell. I don't want to give them free I don't want to give them free advertising. You'll know who I mean. There's a well-known brand of soft drink that are still involved in Russia. So for all those of you who've got my Instagram, please tell others. Quite simple. Don't buy them. And like I said, it's liquid Tucker Carlson in a tin. You know, so don't buy that brand of soft drink. Thank you, Pavlo.
No worries, Tommy. Thank you for reminding me. This is important. But I don't think there's any reason for us not to mention this specific brand. I mean, there is a saying that goes like this: there is no such thing as bad advertising. But that's not quite true, is it? Because if there was no such thing as bad advertising, then nobody would be censored on YouTube for being advertised and then having some unsavory opinions.
All right, don't buy Pepsi then.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you. Absolutely. Pepsi is the brand that has been one of the friendliest brands to the Russian terrorist regime. And that should tell you something. For example, that should tell you to never buy Pepsi. Buy Coca Cola, like this fine gentleman here has one. We should buy Coca Cola instead. It even tastes better, honestly. But Pepsi has proven itself to truly be on the side of the aggressor in this specific regard, in this specific war against the Ukrainian people.
Tell others not to buy it as well.
Absolutely. So let's not buy Pepsi. Let's be healthier than that. And let's also be wiser than that. Because if we allow those who are trying to get a few extra bucks from the suffering of others, then that is a terrible precedent for our future as a species overall. So once again, thank you very much, Tommy, for mentioning that one. It's important. It's very important to keep mentioning these things. Thank you very much, sir. Because people need to know. People need to know what is happening right now. The war that is being waged right now in Ukraine. It will not stop in Ukraine if it is not won in Ukraine. That is why we have to help Ukraine. We need to support Ukraine until Ukraine wins. Help Ukraine as you promised.
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 Russia is a terrorist state.
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 Stop Russia, stop the war.
Stop Russia, stop the war.
Stop Russia, stop the war.